Hey guys, it's Quinn with PTSD while black. Um Doing my final check-in for August. I think my volume is hella loud. Let's turn that down. And in the background I have some it's trippy music. Hold on, it's tripping me out. Listening for 2 minutes, exploring the depths of your mind, relaxing music, and this is by uh Anthony Somner. So thank you, Anthony. Um I just have this in the background because I'm like, oh, I get to chill. Anyhow, vain for taking my glasses off. I had a coworker who used to like not wear her glasses at all at work and was squinting and having such a hard time doing her job. And I realized I'm a lot like that. I thought it was silly at the time, but I'm seeing that I'm like that too. And really, that vanity is keeping me from performing at my best, from being my best, because I'm trying to instead hold on to this idea of perfectionism, of what society deems a woman who has a pleasant face should look like. So, I think in that example, hi there, thanks for viewing. I think in that example, it's the same thing that I do with regards to uh overcompensating, being overly intelligent, overly helpful, overly kind, overly patient, giving of my time and my energy, and ignoring my health. I do all those things to seem as if I'm someone who has no needs whatsoever, and therefore I am a perfect human being. I'm a perfect human being because I have no needs. And I am all encompassing and all welcoming for everyone who comes to me. That is my spiritual vanity. I think that's what I'll call that. That's spiritual vanity of not wearing the glasses that I need. No, you can't see yourself very well, Quinn. You don't know yourself very well. And it's okay for you as a human being to have needs. And it's okay for you as a human being to have limits on how you give those needs to others. And I'm just now getting to accept this for myself. PTSD and fear, that teaches me to not accept myself. PTSD says I've got to stay without needs, without causing any trouble or any issues so that I don't get hurt again. That's what PTSD says. But reality, life, says something different. Number one, I can't control never getting hurt again. It can happen. I could be the most secure person and still have the same experience happen again. Or you could be the healthiest person in the world and still die of a heart attack. You know what I'm saying? It's happened. So recognizing and seeing myself as I am and the world as it is can help reduce some of the PTSD responses of codependency and compliance, of being over helpful and overly kind and overly patient in situations that don't warrant your worth. So, what I was coming to realize with this is I have a responsibility to myself. I have a responsibility to honor myself. Oops, I think I messed up there. Hold on a second. Just trying to clear out a message. Oh, there it is. But I have a responsibility to honor myself. What's come as an awareness for me is that God is telling me, Quinn, I need you to focus on taking care of yourself. Focus on your health. Focus on your well-being. Focus on your emotions and feelings, what your reality is. That is your responsibility, to focus on you. I will do all the rest of the heavy lifting in divine timing. And I recognize that my PTSD response says, oh, no, 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 no. I'm supposed to control the timing. That's how things go. I need to control outcomes. but that's not where highest power would have me be. I need to let God do that particular driving as far as the circumstances of whether or not someone's going to get a certain lesson or whether karma is going to come back in someone's life. That's God's job, and I need to let her do it. But for me, my job is to take care of this body that I have been entrusted with, to make sure that it is well nourished, to make sure that it is healthy, to make sure that it's able to move, make sure that it's able to experience and release the emotions that I'm holding on to, and that it gets the sex that it needs as well, and physical activity, hugs, all of it. It's my job to make sure this body gets all of those things. It's my job to make sure that I have the experience of my soul while I'm here. It's my responsibility. It's my responsibility to be aware of this particular experience. And I haven't been. I've been trying to pretend that I don't exist. I've been trying to pretend I've been trying to pretend that I have no needs, no feelings whatsoever. I've tried to pretend that I'm the only one who's ever felt this way and made mistakes. Please, please. I try to pretend that if I stay small enough, if I hide, if I have no opinion and no feelings, I stay diminished enough, I'll be accepted. I'll be well. That's what my trauma has taught me. What I've learned, it is my job to lovingly hold my hand and to say, I've got you. I've got you with dealing with trauma. I got your back. I've got you covered, and I see you and I feel you with these things that you're afraid of. And I'm going to be the one who's here to help fulfill it with the help of God, the help of the divine. That's my job. And I don't have to judge the PTSD. It just is. This PTSD that I live with is a natural response to very abnormal situations that have happened in my life, from surviving rape, from surviving a house fire, car accidents, racial trauma, and weird social gang stalking. I've survived all those things, and that's just part of the trauma experience that I've had. So I don't need to judge it. I don't need to go, oh, you were stupid. No, it happened. It happened. It was not my fault, and I couldn't do a whole lot about it. There's some parts, like with gang stalking, that I could have done about it, but I could not do anything about people who are crazy enough to break laws and to stalk somebody, to break in someone's computer. But it is my job to make sure that I'm safe, knowing that these individuals exist. It is my job and my responsibility to make sure that I have alerted the authorities in those situations. It's my job to validate my own experiences that I've been having. That's the big lesson that I'm getting um today, and it's my responsibility to choose me. And that's the same thing for everyone out there. It's your responsibility to choose you. And obviously, looking at my body, looking at the fat, looking at all the wiggles and jiggles, I didn't choose me. I chose everyone else. I chose absolutely everyone else over me. And by doing that, by choosing these other individuals, I've left myself at the wayside. But guess what? I have needs. I am human. I have values. And it's my responsibility to speak up to them. It's my responsibility to name them and to honor them. So that's what I get to do. I'm accepting that particular responsibility. And I know it may sound dumb for some people, especially my white friends. It may sound really dumb for them because they're often seen as whole people. They're often seen and told it's okay for you to have needs. It's okay for you to have feelings, or it's okay to ask for your needs to be met. My white friends don't understand why it's so hard for me to choose me. They don't get it. My husband doesn't quite get it all the time of why it's so hard for me to choose me, because as a Black woman in America from the South, you dare not make white people uncomfortable. Oh, no, 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 no. You better step off the sidewalk. Don't make eye contact. Don't be smarter than them. Don't be better than them at anything, because it's going to make people uncomfortable and they will do things to you. So I'm learning. This is a new concept for me at 41 years old. At 41 years old, after a brain injury, that I get to choose me. I didn't really get this wake up call until really the car accident is what gave me the wake up call. Not the fire. The fire came first, then the car accident. The car accident is what gave me the wake up call, because I had no other choice but to choose me. Because I had a concussion, an injured neck and lower back and spine, and the things that I used to be able to do were painful. Extremely painful. And I had no choice but to choose me. And I know that I've extended the pain I have from these injuries because I didn't choose to take care of myself. I tried to prove that I could do the most lifts and moves, and then I ended up hurting my shoulder and neck even worse. I was choosing my physical therapist and trying to make them proud of me. Come on, child. Come on. So yeah, I'm 41 years old and I'm learning that I get to choose me. Because as a Black woman in the South, me choosing me caused people to get angry or irritable or judgmental, to silencing you. And how dare I in my own community be smarter than anyone? Because then I'm trying to look white. I'm trying too hard. So yeah, I'm like really having to go through this and choose myself. And that's a new concept. And that's okay. I won't choose to judge myself or have any shame about it. I'll forgive myself because I did the best that I could with what I had at the time. What I had at the time, I did the best that I could. And I get to do better. I get to choose to do better now. Like my husband and I, we talk about, sometimes as human beings, we're getting potty trained. And we poop our pants. I'm being spiritually potty trained. I have pooped my pants and I have learned how to wipe my own ass, clean up the mess that I have made, wash my hands, and then try to do better next time. That's what it is. I've spiritually pooped my pants. But I think with this example, though, as a Black woman, a Black woman from the South, I should say, from poverty as well, I didn't really have that knowledge that we could be potty trained sooner, quicker, faster. I didn't know that everyone else had a different way of doing things. I was told to. Wow. Oh my God. I just recognized the root of my trauma. I was told to sit in my own shit at 5 years old when I was being babysat by my grandmother. And the point of this, because they had an outhouse and I was too scared to go use the outhouse and it was nighttime and I chose to go behind a tree to start using the bathroom. She sent my cousin out to pull up my pants, and right in the middle of the act. So I had to sit through dinner in my own waste until my mom came home from work to take us home. So that's the root of my trauma. I've had to sit in my own shit. How dare I have any needs? How dare I have any feelings? That's what educated me and trapped me into not being able to choose me. That's one of the youngest traumas that I can think of at 5 years old. And I've been working on, forgiving my grandmother for what she did because I was being disobedient. But and she was doing the best that she could with what she had at the time. But it's still my responsibility to heal from this now at 41 years old. So that's what I'm coming to understand. That's what I'm coming to understand. And I'm seeing that this has been the root of my taking responsibility for absolutely everything. For everyone else, but not for me. And now I'm learning that the law of life is God has the timing. I have the responsibility of taking care of and choosing me and not staying in shitty situations. That's an interesting lesson. I'm glad I'm getting it now. And I'm going to continue to work on getting it and learning this. That it's natural to want to choose to take care of myself. And that is to take care of myself as a Black woman. As a Black woman who has differing abilities. As a Black woman who is a survivor of several traumas. I have every right to choose to take care of myself and to keep myself safe as much as any white man around me does. Even though society shows me, because I've married a white guy, society has shown me that my husband will still be afforded some comforts that I'm not. For example, when we had the car accident, he was driving. I was reading a book at the time, and his arm got scraped up and bruised in the car accident. I had bleeding coming from my chin, bruising from my chin. And the cops took the time to actually treat my husband like a human being, to talk to him, saying, "Hey, are you okay? Is everything all right? Is there anything we can help you with?" And then they just look at me and go, "And what about you?" not any, "Are you okay? How are you feeling?" Blah, blah, blah. So I looked at this, and I've seen it in so many different situations, even in a very liberal church that we worked at, where my husband would be treated more as human and having something worthy to say, versus me as a Black woman who's been at the church longer and did a lot more service at the church. But okay. So it's just little things like that that tell me not to choose me, that tell me I see it as an example every single day in my life, because I chose to marry a white guy, that I get reminded that society says I don't get to choose me, but God has a different plan. God's plan, not American society, is for me to choose me to take care of me, take responsibility for my feelings and my needs, to set appropriate boundaries, to be able to say no, to be able to eat what I need to eat versus holding in emotions and eating over those emotions. That's God's plan. The messed up path that I've been doing, that's humanity's plan, that don't fit for me. That don't fit for me. American humanity's plan. That doesn't work. It won't work for me. I'm sorry. I've chosen to follow the path of the universe and the divine, my higher power, goddess. I've chosen to follow what she has told me to do. And you don't get a say about it. That's what I'm recognizing. Nobody gets a say about it. This is God's business, not yours. Not even mine. I'm just following orders. Sir, ma'am, I'm choosing my life, and it matters. And so I'm really making this for anyone else who's been told or understood within themselves that they are not allowed to choose them because society says X, Y, and Z. Someone else's insecurities say something else. My message for you is this: forgive yourself for not choosing yourself sooner. Forgive yourself. Make new choices. Celebrate those new choices. And if you poop your pants, clean it up, wash your hands, clean up the space, and try again. I wonder how this world would be if every person actually chose themselves. It would be curious. If we were honest about our needs and our limits, it would be curious. But I've rambled on long enough. So, wow, 20 minutes. Thanks for being here. Peace.